Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all well. For this video, I've already got my face makeup on, I got my brows on, so I wanted to just come on here and play with an eyeshadow palette. So a couple of weeks ago, I posted a video using this LA Girl Pro Artistry eyeshadow palette, and I created a more glam makeup look, which is using the orange shade and the blue shade. So for today's video, I honestly just wanted to put on makeup, and I will show you how you can create a more neutral, natural-esque makeup look using this eyeshadow palette. So without further ado, let's hop right into the video. I do apologize if my eyes are a little bit red. It's because the bright lights really irritate my eyes. And also it's currently 5 p.m. but it looks like it's almost 6:30 p.m. so yeah, and also you might probably hear the planes flying in and out because airports are open in New Zealand, but they only do domestic flights, so that's probably why it's a lot busier, especially today. I've heard like 8 planes already. So yeah, and also we've been having earthquakes. Apparently we had an earthquake yesterday. I did not feel it because I was at work. And today at around 12:30 p.m. we had another one, and apparently it was like 5 point something magnitude. I did feel it a little bit, but because it is windy today, and then we live in a 2-story flat, so it kind of felt like it's just the wind blowing the house. Now I did a first impression, I did swatches as well on the previous video, which I will link somewhere on the screen. I really wanted to just hop on here and give you guys another option on how you can wear this eyeshadow palette as well. Being a neutral eyeshadow palette lover, I really like the tone of the transition shades in here. It's a lot more neutral and cool toned, which I prefer personally. If you're a warm toned gal, then you could easily mix any transition shade with a shade right here, which is orange, so you can just mix and match. I am going to pick up a fluffy brush. I've already applied some concealer on my lids as well. I'm going to start off with this shade right here, and that one is called Savvy, which is the transition shade that I used last time. So I'm going to use it once again, sort of messily apply that all over the lid. I'm not gonna be precise. Also, this eyeshadow palette is honestly so affordable, and for the price that you pay, you could definitely create a lot of makeup looks. If you're into following TikTok makeup looks, hacks, whatever, or you just trying to get into makeup, definitely spend $25 on this eyeshadow palette, and then you could create a more dramatic looks. You could follow tutorials online, and I know that everyone's on Instagram, so you could definitely do more creative looks. And you could even create a cream liner using the shadows. Just scrape a little bit of shadow into like a mixing palette. For instance, I use this candle holder that I purchased from Spotlight as a mixing palette. It's made out of glass, which is good, and you could definitely see the full color of the shades. And then you could apply a little bit of setting spray and create a good liner. I'm going to jump in and pick up this shade next to it, which is called Finesse. For some reason that word finesse reminds me of the Bruno Mars song. 24, no, the other one. I can't remember the song title. It's in my head. Oh, That's What I Like. I think so. So I am going to just focus this on the outer V. One thing I also like to note about this eyeshadow palette is that you could fully open it flat, so that way when you're holding the eyeshadow palette and you want to use this huge mirror, you could easily do that, as opposed to some palettes that you could only open it halfway, so like you can't really get in there, if you know what I mean. So I love that little touch. So I'm just building up the shade Finesse. I don't have any contacts at the moment, and I feel like everything looks so blurry. I hope that the color translates properly in the video. So how you guys have been? Today I went to the shops for the first time, except the supermarket. And oh my gosh, so New Zealand is currently in level 2, which means that you're allowed to go out and about, go shop around, but you have to keep a minimum of 2 meters distance with each other. So I went to Kmart today just to buy some stuff, and oh my gosh, people literally don't know the meaning of social distancing at all. Some people just go way too close. I mean, yes, before the pandemic you can do that, but now you have to be really careful and really mindful. And it's mostly the people of age. I'm not trying to stereotype or whatever, but yeah, that's just what I've noticed. Same at the supermarket. Like literally there's a tape for you to indicate the amount of distance that you have to be in the person either in front of you, behind you, but people still go over that tape, go right up your back, which is kind of annoying. But then again, I'm like, ugh, I'd rather not say anything and just go on with it. So that's probably going to be the last time I'm going to go to the shops for now. So with the same brush, I am going to try and deepen the outer V a little bit more with the shade next to it, and that one is called Brilliance. It's a darker brown with a little bit of warmth to it. So I'm just gonna build it up over here. Same brush, but using circular motion and focusing more on the outer V. Wow, that blends beautifully. Like it literally built up the color. And then I'm going to go back to Savvy, which is that first transition shade, and kind of just blend the edges. It's probably going to be a rough blending because I can't see that much. With a smudger brush, I am going to go with the shade Finesse and just focus that on the outer V. You could honestly get away with just this eye makeup look, put mascara on, and you're good to go. But because I really want to test out the other metallic shimmer shades in here, we have to do it. So I really wanted to try this copper right here, and that one is called Zeal with a Z. And look how amazing that shade looks. So intense and pretty. So I'm going to pick up my trusty flat brush, which is from the art store, and I'm going to pick up that shade called Zeal, and I'm going to pop that. Wow. And I'm kind of going to cut the crease a little bit as well. Wow, this eyeshadow is so intense. I want to leave a little bit of gap on the inner corner because we're going to apply another foiled shade, which is the one next to it. I literally get like that tingle whenever I use an affordable eyeshadow palette that has amazing pigment, blends beautifully, don't even need any setting spray for the shimmers and foiled shadows to show up. You don't even need like a legit eyeshadow primer for it to blend and look good. This eyeshadow palette though, I was a little bit hesitant to pick this up at first because when I saw this from Nikia Joy's first impression, she did not like how it blended. So I was like, oh, I trust her opinion. But then looking at the colors and reviewing it again, I was just like, oh, I really have to get the eyeshadow palette. So now I am going to go back to the blender brush that I used before, and I'm just gonna quickly blend these two brown shades together to blend that to the shimmer. So it's going to pick up a little bit of the shimmer, but it will create like a nice blend. without having that harsh line. You could also use your finger to kind of disperse that product as well. So now what I really wanted to do is to put another shade on top. So I swatched this shade called Expressive, which is this one right here. It's a little bit flaky, so what I do is kind of just press it in, and look how much it comes out. It's sort of like a weird eyeshadow shade, but what I really love about this is that it has more of a rose gold shift to it once blended. So I really want to put that on top of the Zio shade and mix it in together and create more of like a dimension. Eyeshadow, however, does not really do well when picked up with an eyeshadow brush because it kind of just flake everywhere. And it's a little bit thick. So I'm going to pick it up with my finger and press that shadow on and use a brush to merge or blend them together. And now if you compare this side right here to this side is a lot more brighter. It has a little bit of a gold shift to it as opposed to this one right here, which is just straight up copper. So I'm going to do the same on the other side, and then I'm gonna go back to the blender brush and kind of just blend that eyeshadow off. And for the inner corner highlight, I am going to use that gold shade right there. It's called Virtuous. It's not really gold, it's more of like a peachy gold, which will tie in with the copper shade. There's a little bit of fallout from that white shadow that we use called Expressive. I think I'm gonna use the other brush that I used to pick up Zio. Wow. For the brow bone highlight, I'm just gonna pick up this shade called Radiance. Where is it? This one right here. I don't want a shimmery brow bone highlight. And just dust off a little bit of the fallout, and then I'll just quickly apply my mascara. I'm not gonna put false lashes because typically on a day-to-day basis I quite like my eyes to look like this, and then just a load of mascara. I don't want to take away the makeup that we did, and also it's just an everyday wear without having to look too dramatic, because I find that if I add lashes it kind of weighs down my eyes, as well as it makes me feel uncomfortable walking around with like flattery false lashes on. I mean, some people might, but personally for me, I'm not a fan. I like a load of mascara instead. So for lips today, I want to stick to the neutral tone. So I feel like any type of lipsticks will suit this eye makeup look, but I am going to opt for a more peachy pink look. So I'm going to apply this matte lipstick from XO Beauty, and this one is in the shade Deja Vu, and I really want it to be a little bit glossy because the matte lipstick can be a little bit drying. So I'm going to pop a little bit of this YSL Rouge Volupte Shine, and this one is in the shade 9 or 09, and it will add a little bit of hydration to the lips. Here is my final makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel. I would really love your support, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.